Thor: Love and Thunder should not be taken seriously. No, seriously. You need to lower your expectations for this movie and probably for most of the MCU going forward. So far, Phase 4 has been a little disappointing to me. I almost never skip a Marvel movie, but I skipped Black Widow, Shang-Chi was okay, I skipped Eternals, Spider-Man was fun, but Doctor Strange was a hot mess. So, the next big ticket item for Marvel fans was the fourth Thor story. I like saying Thor story. Thor story, Thor story, Thor story. Anyway, it's fun to remember that Chris Hemsworth was one of the first Avengers we ever saw on screen back when he first started as the God of Thunder in 2011. And it looks like that won't be changing after a big paycheck for his role in Love and Thunder and the fact that he just isn't ready to let go of the character anytime soon. But let's circle back to my original thought that this movie should not be taken seriously. The biggest reason why I'm saying this is because it feels like Thor Ragnarok 2.0. The dialogue, the music, even the inclusion of fellow Avengers are all ingredients from the recipe that made Ragnarok so unique. The cameo from the Guardians of the Galaxy is so short that it actually seems pointless to have them at all. The style of humor is really similar too, but a lot of the jokes in Ragnarok land pretty well. There were so many jokes in Love and Thunder that fell super flat, like nobody in the theater was laughing. They did get me one time with that screaming goat sound effect, but only once. The other 12 times they used it, I didn't laugh. So the copy and paste method here doesn't really work for me. Another reason to not take the movie seriously is because neither do the characters. The whole twist for setting up the story is that Jane Foster is chosen to become Mighty Thor after developing stage 4 cancer. But there's no real gravity given to the situation at the beginning of the movie. Jane and Darcy don't really take it seriously, so why should we as an audience? The romance between Jane and Thor had to have been taken right out of a soap opera. It's about as cheesy and underdeveloped as a Papa John's pizza. Shout out to Domino's for keeping it real. They spend a lot of screen time redeveloping Jane and Thor's romance, but I was never really convinced that Jane ever wanted to get back with Thor. Now, Jane as Mighty Thor is all over the place. She bounces between total hero and total schlub depending on the scene. She rolls up to her first on-screen battle throwing Mjolnir around like a pro and easily taking out these shadow monster things. But starting in Omnipotent City, she's always 2 steps behind. The writing of her character goes back and forth from being a pro to being too slow. My third reason to lower your expectations is because I did exactly that in the middle of watching one scene in particular. It was about 2/3 into the movie, and I was trying to understand why the story just wasn't sitting well with me. Like I could feel it inside of my stomach. Like this isn't right. It was probably because my expectation was that this movie was not going to be absurdly over the top. I was dead wrong. Remember that scene near the end when Thor empowers the kids with his abilities? Yeah, I literally thought to myself in the theater, oh, this is going to be that kind of movie. Okay. I had to come to terms with the fact that this isn't the work of Jon Favreau or the Russo brothers or even Chris Nolan. This is Taika Waititi we're talking about. The guy who directed a movie about a German kid whose hero and imaginary friend is Adolf Hitler. The guy is known for being wacky, okay? I think I expected Love and Thunder to be a refined style of what made Ragnarok so likable, but instead, Love and Thunder goes even deeper into the absurdity. Let's get to my final thoughts. The runtime for Love and Thunder is just shy of 2 hours, and you can definitely tell. A lot of the story is rushed, with very little development of the characters. Once again, Marvel ruined some of the best visual action in the movie by showing those moments in the trailers. This isn't something new for Marvel, it's a recurring problem, unfortunately. And perhaps the saddest part of all is the wasted use of a great villain. Gore the God Butcher? More like Gore the Kidnapper. Shout out to my friend Rusty for that one. We see Gore kill one guy in the beginning of the movie, but we don't even see his rampage across the different worlds, which is supposed to be what makes him so intimidating as a villain. And we never see it. What we actually see him do is use some shadow monsters to abduct the children of New Asgard and then use them as bait. He never actually hurts the kids, so there's nothing really at stake for them. Look, I would much rather talk about all the good things that I see here and not go over all of these problems. I don't enjoy the negativity, but driving home from the theater, I was asked by somebody, "Hey, what did you like about the movie?" And I was speechless. I genuinely couldn't find a moment or a line or a theme or even a character that I can say, "Oh, that was cool." And that was weird for me. So I open the floor to you now. Did you like Love and Thunder? Did you not like it? Let me know in the comments. Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed it and hit subscribe as well. I'm so thankful for each one of you that watches my videos, and I'll see y'all later.